Hello students. So today in this video we are going to start the new chapter, that is the chapter number 4 as per your syllabus of science, and this is the chapter that is metal and non-metal. Okay, in this chapter we are going to study what is metal, what are these non-metals, and yes, of course we will study their physical properties and chemical properties. In this video I am going to tell you some important thing about the metals and non-metals, their occurrence, and yes, we will discuss the physical property also in this particular video. Now starting with the before starting what is metal and non-metal, let us discuss something about their details, some background. So normally there are many materials or objects around us, and these materials can be in solid form, can be in liquid form, can be in gaseous form. So these are like iron rods, like plastics, bottles, like water, like vegetables, like wood, like milk. So these are the kind of products or materials which are around in our surrounding, and normally we used to see this, we used to touch this. So these are the kind of materials basically. And yes, these materials can be pure. What is purity means? That is, it is made up of single type of particle. So it is called pure substance. So like water, which is made up of the molecules of water, that is H2O. And similarly, wood is also a kind of pure substance because it is made up of a single type of particle or molecule, that is cellulose. And similarly, iron is made up of large number of iron atoms. So again, it is a kind of pure substance. Well, there is some other kind of material that are known as mixture, and these materials or matter can be a combination of two or more than two type of materials. So that is why they are called as mixture, because they are not pure. So examples can be milk, because milk is a mixture of water, it is a mixture of protein, it is a mixture of fatty acid. So milk is a mixture. It is not pure, not in that sense. Purity means not in that sense, but yes, it is a mixture as a material we are talking about. And yes, paint is also a kind of mixture which is available in our surrounding. And yes, salty water, even the water in which salts we are adding, like sugar we are adding, that is also become a mixture. So there are two type of material. One is pure substance and second is mixture. So pure substance, remember, pure substance can be of two type. One is element and second is compound. Now what is element? So remember, element is a pure substance which cannot be broken down into more simpler substances. So it cannot be broken down into more simpler substances by chemical reaction. And yes, element is a substance which is made up of single type of atom. So remember this definition, that elements are those substances which are made up of single type of atoms. So now moving ahead, elements can be divided into three main categories on the basis of their physical properties. One is metal, second is non-metal, and third one is metalloids. So what are these metals? So metals are such as iron, copper, tin, silver, gold. In general, metals are hard and shiny in appearance. So those elements which are hard, which are shiny in appearance, like iron, copper, tin, silver, gold, these are called as metal. Whereas non-metals are the elements which are not so hard and dull in appearance, like sulfur, like carbon, phosphorus, these are non-metal. Whereas metalloids are those elements like germanium, like silicon, which have some properties like metal and they are having some properties like non-metal. So they are in between the properties, so they are called as metalloids. So these are the three types of element, that is metal, non-metal and metalloids. Now from electronic point of view, now this is little bit in detail as per your syllabus. So metals, depending upon their electronic structure, remember, metals are those elements which form positive ion by losing electron. Now remember, there are two things. One is losing of electron and second is formation of positive ion. So how this happens in the case of metal? So let us see an atom of metal. So this is a single atom. This whole structure you can see. So this is the structure of an atom which is present in a metal. So this is the whole structure. And remember, in particular atom of a metal, there are three main things. One is the nucleus, in which two particles are present, like neutron and proton, whereas the third particle, that is electron, is revolving around this main center. So remember, this center of the atom is known as nucleus. So this red and green structure is basically the nucleus, and this red structure is basically the proton, and green structure is neutron. So both proton and neutron combinedly together form the center part of the atom, that is nucleus. So this is nucleus, and the third particle which is present in the atom is the electron, which is having negative charge. So this electron basically revolves around this nucleus of the atom, just like our planetary system, or like Earth and other planets are moving around the sun. So in atom also, this core nucleus is present, and outside this core nucleus, electrons are moving in particular orbit. So circular line is orbit. So electrons are basically revolving and rotating around this particular nucleus. So now you can see, this is the one orbit, or you can say shell. This is the second orbit, or you can say second shell. Now this second shell, or the last shell of the atom, is basically known as valence shell. Remember, this is known as valence shell, and in the valence shell, the electron which is present in this valence shell is known as valence electron. Remember, the electron which is present in the valence shell is known as valence electron. So this is the valence electron. Now, how many electrons are there in the valence shell? Remember, in a metal, these valence electron can be 1, like in this case, it can be 2, it can be 3. So in metal, it can be 1, or it can be 2, or it can be 3 valence electron in the outer or valence shell. So atoms of metal. Now in this picture, it is the atom of metal in which 1 valence electron is present. So I have told you it may be 2 or it may be 3 in the case of metals. Now metals can lose this valence electron. Remember, the valence electron which is present in the valence shell can be lost by metal. So like in this picture, so this is metal. So electron can be lost. It can lose 1 electron if it is available 1. It can 2 electron if it is available 2. If it can release 3 electron if 3 electrons are available in the, that depends upon the type of metal. So here I have taken the example of metal which is having 1 electron in its outer shell. So if it is going to release the electron, so metals are going to release the electron, so they are going to convert into the ion. So this is the positive ion. So as per the definition, again you can see, so elements which form positive ions by losing electron, they are called as metals. So metals can lose electron to form positive ion, and remember, positive ions are known as cations. So this you have to remember, that positive ions are known as cations. Same time, again from the electronic point of view, non-metals. So what are these non-metals? So these are the element which forms negative ion by gaining electron. In metals, they were losing the electron, but here in the non-metal, they are gaining the electron. So remember, again we are going to study about the atomic structure. So this is the atom of single atom of one non-metal, that may be any non-metal, and yes, again same thing is there. This is the nucleus and these are the electron. In the nucleus, proton and neutron are present, and in the outer shell, electrons are present. So this is the inner shell and this is the outer shell, that is the valence shell. And now here you can see in the valence shell, how many valence electrons are present? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So non-metals are having generally either 5 electron in the valence shell, or it may be 6, or it may be 7. So remember this thing, in non-metal the valence electron can be 5, 6 or 7, but here I have taken the example in which 5 valence electrons are present. Now the non-metal can gain the electron. Here you can see the arrow mark is in reverse position. So electrons are going to the non-metal, and because of the gaining of electron, the negative charge will be accumulated over these element and they will form anion, that is negative charge. So they are going to form anion, which is negative charge. So remember, elements which are going to form negative ion by gaining electrons are non-metal, whereas elements which are forming positive ions by losing electrons are called metal. So this is the definition of metal and non-metal from electronic point of view. Now moving on to the third category, that is metalloids. So metalloids are the element which is having 4 valence electron. Remember, if you could remember, in metal either 1, either 2, either 3 electrons were present. In non-metal either 5, either 6 or 7 are present. And here in this metalloid category, this is the third one, only 4 valence electron can present. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see in the outer shell only 4 electrons will be there. So this is the property, or this is the definition for metalloid. So these are the metalloids. Now moving on to the occurrence of metals. So remember, metals and non-metals or even metalloids, they are available in our earth crust in the form of rock. So remember, these metals, non-metals are present in our rock, and yes, they are, the metals occur in combined state. It may be in free state or it may be appear in combined state also. So normally metals occur in combined state and they are known as minerals and they present inside the rocks. So metal are present inside the rocks in the form of minerals. So when they are in combined state, when metals are in combined state, they are called as mineral, which is available in the rock. Now nearly all rocks contain some metallic minerals. Remember, almost all the rocks present in our earth crust is having some part of metallic minerals. So minerals are the combined state of metals. And if the amount of, remember this is very crucial point, if the amount of metal is more, it may be less, it may be more. So if metal amount is more in the mineral or in the rock, so it is profitable to mine the rock. So mining can be done, extraction of metal can be done. So extract the metal can be done if metal amount is more. So such rock is called as ores. So ores are those minerals in which metal quantity is more, so that it can be extracted. It is profitable to extract out the metal from these ores. So what are ores? So ores are mineral in which metal content is more. So what we can say, all ores are mineral. Remember, this is very important. All ores are mineral, but all minerals are not ores. That you have to remember, because again coming on to the same point, ores are those mineral in which metal quantity is more. So, and it is for sure that all minerals cannot be ore, because in all minerals the quantity of metals cannot be the maximum. So it may be less or more. So that we have to keep in mind. So ores are the minerals which are having more amount of metals. Now the thing is, there are some impurities also present in the minerals. These impurities are known as gangue. So these are known as gangue, which is present. These are the impurities present in the ores or minerals. Now, one more important thing is, some metals like gold, silver, platinums, these are very stable and non-reactive. So these metals are found in free state and they are not found in combined state. So they are available in free state. Why they are not in combined state? Because they are not going to react with any other compound of the earth crust. So these metals are called noble metal. So these metals are called noble metal. Remember this thing. So normally metals are present in their ores, that is in combined state. So ores of sodium metals are known as rock salt, that is having the formula of NaCl. Similarly, ores of calcium is known as dolomite, which is having calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate. So this is the formula of ore and this is the name of ore, and which this is the metal part. Okay, similarly, ore of aluminium is known as bauxite, which is having the formula of Al2O3. Similarly, ore of iron can be of two types. One is pyrite, in which the formula is FeS2, and hematite, which is having the formula of Fe2O3. Same time, magnetite is also a type of ore of iron, which is having again same formula, but with different concentration of oxygen. Okay, ores of copper is copper glance, which is having copper cuprate sulfide. You can see copper sulfide is there, so copper sulfide is there basically. Similarly, ore of zinc is known as zinc blende, which is having Zn sulfide, zinc sulfur. Sulfur is present in this, so zinc blende. Okay, now the process of extraction of metal from the ores is basically a step-by-step manner, and this process of extraction is known as metallurgy. Remember, metallurgy is process of extracting out the metal from the minerals or from their ores. So this are totally about the metal. Now moving ahead, occurrence of non-metal. Remember, as metals occur in the form of ores, there are some non-metals which either occur in free state, like hydrogen, which is present in almost in our universe, in sun, in other planets also. So this hydrogen nuclear fusion is going on in our every star like sun also. And yes, because of this, large amount of heat is released. And on earth it is available in the combined state in the form of water, petroleum product, and maximum living organism. Hydrogen is present in our body also. It is present in the form of carbohydrate. Yes, nitrogen is present, which is again a type of non-metal in free state. In atmosphere, you know very well, the concentration is 78%. Similarly, oxygen is again present in our atmosphere in free state. Oxygen is present in water also, and it is available in living beings also. Remember, in the form of carbohydrate, it is present in combined state. Similarly, there are some element that is non-metal like carbon. Carbon is the mainly occur in free state as coal, graphite, and in diamond carbon. And yes, in atmosphere it is present as carbon dioxide. And in various organisms, in all living organisms, it is present in the form of carbohydrate. Similarly, silicon is also a type of non-metal which is abundant in large amount. And yes, it is present in the form of silica, that is SiO2 in soil. So it is available in earth crust. Similarly, sulfur is also available in the free state in earth crust. So this is all about the introduction about the metals and non-metals. So what is this? What is the definition, and what is the electronic definition about the metal and non-metal, and how these metal and non-metals are available to us in our earth crust? So this is all about this. In the next video, we are going to discuss the physical properties of the metal and non-metal.